What's going on? This is Kareem from DJBooth.net, and I'm here in the lab to give you guys a quick rundown video review of the new Reloop BeatMix 4 digital DJ controller. So what we have here is a 4-channel DJ controller made and brought to us by the Reloop DJ company. They make really nice high quality controllers, high quality mixers, and of course turntables, as well as other gear that we have yet to get over here in the United States. So Reloop has a big, tremendous catalog of lots of different DJ equipment, and this is one of their newest controllers. They also have a BeatMix 2, which is a 2-deck or 2-channel version of this same unit, and it looks very, very similar. It has the white plastic shroud to go all the way around the unit. It's almost completely made up of plastic, so it's really lightweight. It's not too durable when you're taking it on the road with you or when you're going to leave it in storage, but as long as you have a bag or a case, you should be okay in that regard. You have nice big oversized jog wheels, and you have those cool 16 pads that are multicolor backlit, so you know exactly what mode you are in with the pad section. You also have your 3-band EQs and your navigation section, and these nice aluminum top jog wheels which have an LED ring on them which spins so that way you can tell where your needle position is. You also have your effects controls. On the front you have your headphone input, both the mini and the 1/4-inch flavor, and then you have a 1/4-inch microphone input on the front with a volume knob as well. And on the rear all you have is your RCA and your USB cable for your connection to your computer. The setup is relatively simple and easy. It comes bundled with Serato DJ, the full edition software, for a limited time, but we're going to test this out with Serato DJ Intro, so that way you can get what really comes with this controller even when the expiration period on that limited edition deal is up. So of course we're going to plug this into the computer. You download Serato DJ from the Serato DJ website, and you select your controller, which is the BeatMix 4, and you're ready to go. Now in Serato DJ Intro, you'll get all 4 of your channels or your decks of control right from the OnStart. So you're ready to go right out of the box. You also get a healthy selection of effects. You also get cue points, access to samples, and access to loops, which this has. With Serato DJ, the full edition, which comes bundled with the unit, you also get the ability to see the actual LED ring around the jog wheels, because unfortunately when using Serato DJ Intro you do not get to see that LED ring. So there's also some differences in what the pads can do and can't do when you're using the full edition of Serato DJ. So this controller is really made for Serato DJ Intro. There's things for the full Serato DJ that you can't take advantage of when you're using the BeatMix 4, including the slip mode function. There's no way to do that on the controller face. There's also no way to do the slicer function, so you won't be able to do all of your slicings. And you also can't do your loop roll, which is one of the coolest features of having the pads. So it's very limited even with Serato DJ. So if you're looking for the full Serato DJ experience, you might want to bump it up to Terminal Mix 8 that's out on the market that is more suited for the professional Serato DJ package. So we're going to take a quick dive and let you know exactly what the BeatMix 4 is all about. Okay, so here it is. This is the Reloop BeatMix 4, and again it comes bundled with Serato DJ Intro, and for a limited time you get the full Serato DJ experience right there in the box. And again, with that full Serato DJ, you're getting the LED ring to move around in the needle position as it should when you are scratching and when you're playing your music. That way you know exactly where the cue point is, or where the point is that you actually want to go back or forward to. Unfortunately, that's unavailable in the Serato DJ Intro, so while the Serato DJ upgrade is there, that is one of the good reasons why you should get it. Other than that, the setup is really easy. You just load up the software, you plug it in. As soon as you plug in the controller, you're automatically ready to go. You just tell the software where to find your music, and then it'll appear in your browser, and then it's very much easy from there. So we'll just break down the controller as you see it here. First off, down the middle is the mixer section, and in the mixer section you have your 3-band EQ, your low, your mid, and your highs, and you also get gain knobs here. At this price point, you usually don't find gain knobs, but they are here. The gains allow you to adjust the volume to just the right levels instead of having to use your faders in order to get to the perfect level to match all of your different sources. Missing from this mixer, however, or this controller, is the line level VU meters. So they do give you the gain knobs, but you don't get any type of metering LEDs to let you know exactly where each channel is. Again, you also get your Q mix knob for your headphones volume control knob, and also your master volume control as well. Down here you get your fader start. When you press shift and these buttons, everything with white lettering underneath it, when you press shift and this button, it starts the other or the white lettering option that's underneath. So you hit shift and then you're allowed to fader start your different tracks that you have loaded. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're ready to go to your tracks, all you got to do is go up and down in the list, and when you're ready to load, all you have to do is hit the button and your tracks are all loaded. Again, you have 4 decks of control with Serato DJ Intro, as you see here on the screen. So once you have your tracks selected, you're ready to go. You have your cue buttons, which allow you to cue up in your headphones what the rest of the world can't hear. Then you have your navigation control knob, oversized. It's a push button encoder, and a back button so you can go back through your files and playlists, etc., etc. You have your different channels faders here. The faders have a good amount of resistance. Everything feels rather plasticky though, and pretty thin and light. So you're not going to really want to mash on these faders too hard. You're just going to want to fade them as necessary. You have a sampler fader in the middle so you can change the volume of your sampler. We'll get into samples in a second. And then at the bottom you have your crossfader. The crossfader does have a rather long latency, but that is to be expected in the BeatMix 4. But however, it was still sharp enough so that way I can pull off most of the scratches. You can't get every single last detailed scratch out of the crossfader, but it was surprisingly good at this price point. Next up, you have your deck button, so that way you can change this deck to deck 1 controls or deck 3. And on this side, you have deck 4 and deck 2. Okay, next up we have the actual deck themselves, and the deck has FX units at the top. The FX units are used to enact your effects. You'll notice they don't have any buttons to start the effects. Instead, you actually will twist the knob in order to start your effects, and the effects will start automatically as soon as you have that knob twisted. So if we go to the effects section in the software, you can see what we have selected already: a high pass filter, low pass filter, and we'll give it a quick demo here. DC, big money, real nigga. Don't dreams come true. Watching it unfold. So basically all of the effects will work as soon as you start to twist them. That's how you turn them on. So there's no on button, but there is the twist functionality to turn them on, which works rather well as well. Next up, you have these jog wheels. You have nice size jog wheels. They feel really good to the touch. They're actually really accurate as well. So they're pretty accurate, especially for the price point. Aluminum top jog wheels. They are weighted really nicely. You can do your back spins. Everything works really, really nice. And there is no way to change it over to where you can make this a complete jog wheel. You always have to use the side if you want to change the speed in small increments. Going down, you have your pitch plus and minus. That will change the different ranges of the pitch. The pitch slider is rather small, but you do have a middle 0 here light that indicates exactly when you are back at your 0 mode. Okay, further along, we also have different pad modes, and these are your different pads here. The pads feel really, really nice to the touch. They are rubberized. They don't have a center click or anything to them, but they feel really good when you're actually performing with them. And they have pretty high resolution as well, so you can do like your double finger drumming with no issues here. And you have control over your hot cues up top, and then you have control over your loops, your 1 bar loop, your 2, 4, and your 8, and you can grow and shorten the loop using the different functions that you shift with. When you're in pad mode B, you're now in sample mode, so you can play your different samples that you may have available. So in first pad mode, your cue points.
All my bitches loyal freaks. All my bitches loyal freaks. Just me like the land eye. Just me like the land eye. Word up better.
And when you're ready to delete, all you gotta do is press shift and you can delete your hot cues. Next up, you have your loops.
They come to man now. Hate to see you gossip, cause that's gossip, cause that's gossip, cause that's for the bitches. We took over the projects while you down.
There is no manual looping function here, and there's also no type of loop roll or anything like that. So go back to pad mode B, and then you have your samples here. And when you want to use cue and samples instead of cue and loop, you press both pad modes at the same time. The top row will be your cues, and the bottom row will be your samples. So the pads functions is actually missing a few functions. So if you want to use the pads for the full Serato DJ, you're not going to be able to control slicer. As you can see, there's no buttons here, no way to do your slicer. There's also nothing here for loop roll, and there's also no buttons here so that you can enter your slip mode. Next up is your transport controls. You have your play, pause button, your cue, your cup, and your sync button for those who want it, and your shift in order to change the different functions from what you already see here. Okay, so in conclusion, the Reloop BeatMix 4 is a really, really good controller for the beginner and intermediate level DJs who really want to get their feet wet and come in at a really, really good price point to start DJing with all 4 decks of control. For a limited time, this comes bundled with the full Serato DJ, but again, you can't really take advantage of all of the functions in the full edition, so it's almost just as good as using it with the original Serato DJ Intro that it will always come available with. You also have access to your hot cues, your loops, and your effects, and you also have really nice jog wheels with low latency, and also a really nice feeling crossfader that has low latency as well, so you can pull off some of your more complex scratches. It's not a real turntablist dream or anything like that, but you can pull off more scratches than with other or similar price level controllers. So on the downside, you do have an all plastic design. This all plastic design is a little bit cheap, and of course when you take it with you on the road, you're gonna have to protect it if you do want to take it with you on the road. And even when you have it in storage, you're gonna have to be a little bit careful of it because it's a really kind of light plastic and you can really hit it until it's hollow in there, and it will need to have a case or a bag for protection. Also, on the downside, there are no line level meters, so you can't really tell where you are in the mix. When you're using Serato DJ Intro, it will have one light that will appear when you do hit your limit, so that's all you have. There's no metering here, but they do have gain volume controls on the top, so at this price point, at least they gave you one or the other. And also on the downside, you can't control a lot of the main functions of the controller when you upgrade to the full Serato DJ. So with the full Serato DJ, you're not going to get the access to different functions such as the loop roll, the slicer, and you also won't get any of the really advanced like slip mode type functions as well. But for the beginner intermediate level, it's a good controller. We're definitely going to recommend it here at djbooth.net for those who want to come in at a certain price point. These are $3.99. If you only need 2 channels, the BeatMix 2 will only be $2.99. So you get in the same type of flavor and the same type of workflow and layout with the BeatMix 2 and the BeatMix 4. So for more on the summary of the review, you can head on over to www.djbooth.net/DJS, or you can click on the link at the top of this description. Make sure you hit them thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching.